Jayne Middlemiss on Virgin Radio. I am backstage at Latitude with Paul Smith from Maximo Park. Paul, we've got to stop meeting like this. People are going to start talking that I'm auditioning for the band.
Or that I'm auditioning for Virgin Radio.
Oh!
This is it, breakfast team, I don't know. I'm stepping on people's toes now, but...
Is that something that you'd like? We're always looking.
Yeah, why not?
Really?
Yeah.
What would be your playlist of choice? You'd start with a bit of steps, I would imagine.
Absolutely.
Go straight into a
Venga
bit of ABBA?
Venga Boys. Again, we're going to get told off somewhere along the lines. The Venga Boys are going to turn up at a festival in Germany somewhere and attack me.
I can't imagine you'd be on the same bill as the Venga Boys, but one day I would hope to see that.
Well, we played in Portugal, in Porto, the other week, last week, and Bryan Adams was headlining. It was, again, love Run to You, love many of the hits, but it's the first time and probably the last time we'll ever be on the same bill as Bryan Adams.
Hey, fun fact about Bryan Adams, he owns a block in Chelsea.
Really?
Yeah, he's a very rich man.
Yeah, that tallies.
We should become friends with him.
Yeah, it shouldn't be too hard.
Right, okay, so tell me, we are backstage. You are on my favourite, so you always play on my favourite stage. Of course.
We're in the big tent, the massive
You
big
are
top.
on the sound stage. You're in the big, huge tent. And there's something about that stage because you're at the festival, but you've got the inside feel.
Yeah. I think that's true. We played at the Isle of Wight festival that kind of kicked off proceedings last year in our festival jaunt, and this year this will be, I think, a very similar vibe where people are just create an atmosphere which, you know, the main stage has a different feel, and it's a big plus to be on there as well and be playing to loads of people, but the people at the back are, you know, having a picnic, you know, the specks in the distance, and just to have the atmosphere of a sort of live venue at a festival is a nice kind of compromise, I think, between the two things.
I was in there today, and it was like the afternoon I was watching a band, and it was really exciting because it was like a proper gig.
Oh yeah, I went out and watched Porridge Radio in there, and
Yeah.
it was intense, which is great.
Yeah, it was really good. So what have you got up your sleeve today? You're always the best dressed, you're always the cleanest, you're always looking very smart. What can we expect to see?
A very smart, clean show. No blue bits for the dads, none of that kind of thing. Yeah, I mean we've got an hour today, so there'll be a couple of extra songs since we saw you at Transmit, which we did 45 minutes in. So I think we're going to play Risk to Exist which was the title track of our last album that came out, and just feels very relevant. Again, I think there'll be a kind of political undertow to today's set, just
Nice.
looking at the set list.
Nice. I want to ask you about the new album, Nature Always Wins.
Yes.
You very nicely sort of segged that in the last interview, and I've been listening to it in the last 2 weeks. I love it, by the way.
Oh, thanks.
There's a lot of, because you wrote it in lockdown, is that correct?
Well, we wrote it just before lockdown. We recorded it. We were due to fly out to Atlanta to work with Ben Allen, who's worked with all sorts of cool people, and we were excited, and we were just about to book the flights, and we said, okay, we know where this is going. Can you do it remotely? And so even though it was quite a depressing time, the first few months were us being totally engrossed in the process of making the record. And after we made the record, we were so excited by it, but we knew that we wouldn't be able to go out and play it. And when it came out, sure enough, everything was online, and all of the gigs ended up happening late on last year. And I think we played Newcastle about 4 or 5 times in a month, and everybody had bought the tickets in advance, and everything just got shoved back. So
they must have been sick of your face.
Well, that's what I was thinking. I mean, I'm sick of my face. You know, I've got a great face for radio. You know, but yeah, it kept us occupied.
Yeah.
And funnily enough, a lot of the songs, people said, "Wow, you know, this really resonates with the time that we're in." Because we tend to write about very broad, kind of big picture things. You know, like human nature, the world around us, sort of slowly but surely warming up and disintegrating, and how we treat each other. You know, like it's in some ways it's kind of quite a funny record. There's songs about me becoming a dad and
That
having
was what I wanted to ask you about. There's a lovely song about your daughter that you've written for your daughter
Yes.
on there, and I think the chorus is "I don't know what I'm doing."
Yeah.
Is that correct?
And it's I know you know I don't know what I'm
Yes.
doing, and this is it. You can tell in her eyes when I'm trying to keep things together. She knows that I haven't got a clue either, and she's just winding me up. And so that there's funny songs like that, and
Yeah.
then there's songs like Versions of You, which is again a kind of more of a ballad for us, even though
Yeah.
it rocks out in the end, which is just about being away from her and all of the pictures that you have on your phone. You can only sort of remember somebody the last time you saw them in a way,
Yeah.
and so you end up scrolling through your phone and going, oh my God, this is our lives. And obviously again over lockdowns and COVID, people have been using digital things to really stay in touch with people and to remember what life was like beforehand, which is, seems a bit extreme now that we've come out of it, but at the time,
Yeah.
all of these things seem to resonate with people.
One last quick question: is your daughter a fan of Maximo Park, or does she not care?
Couldn't care less.
Yeah, I thought so. That's exactly how it should be. Does she listen to the music? Does she know what Dad does?
Yes, she does. She's getting a grip on it, and we signed a record for her and said some of these songs are about you, and the rest of the band put little messages on it, and she was chuffed when she got that. But I don't think she's listened to it since that opening airing of the record. I think that was that really.
Well, thank you very much.